Boston and Lisbon seem like they have nothing in common. They are 6-hour flight apart, different time zones, different climates. So why am I comparing these two? There's so much talk about Portugal and Lisbon, from digital nomads to retirees that are thinking of moving to Lisbon. Everyone is talking about Lisbon, so I had to check it out myself. My name is Nune. My channel is about Boston, the suburbs, and the real estate, and I love comparing Boston to other cities. In Lisbon, I met two awesome agents, so stay tuned until the end where they give you a tour of two beautiful homes. Hit the subscribe and bell notifications so you will not miss any future videos. And if you are thinking of relocating to Boston, my contact information is in the description. I can also connect you with awesome agents anywhere in US and in Lisbon as well. Let's go! In 2020, Forbes voted Portugal as the best value destination in Western Europe today. Portugal is ranking really high for quality of life, especially when you live there on an American salary or pension. Population and size-wise, Boston is larger. When you look at both cities' metropolitan areas, Boston Metro still has more residents than Lisbon's. But when you're there, it feels like Lisbon downtown is larger than Boston's. Turns out more tourists visit Boston than Lisbon every year, which was very surprising to me. Stats are good, but you need to get the feel of the city, so I looked at these points when comparing food, people, landscape, getting around, weather, cost of living, and of course, real estate. I really want to know what you think. These are my impressions. If you disagree, please comment below. A typical breakfast in Lisbon is an espresso, a cigarette, pastel de nata, which is an egg custard pastry worth about 90 calories, and water. Let's not forget that people in Portugal have their dinner around 8 p.m. and sometimes don't finish eating until 11 p.m. So of course they are not very hungry in the morning. A lot of seafood is eaten in Lisbon and they can eat cod every day, made 100 different ways. We're at this restaurant called Uma and they really don't have a menu. There's only one dish. That's never seen that. So the main carbs are rice and potatoes. In any restaurants we went to, I would say there was 80-20 rule. 80% were seafood dishes and 20 were meat. Boston is also a major destination when it comes to seafood. The famous local foods include New England clam chowder, lobster rolls, and oysters. Honestly, I feel that Boston has tastier seafood, personally, especially the oysters that come from Maine. Also, you can find lighter fare more easily in Boston. According to worldeconomics.com, Lisbon median age is 46.2 and Boston's is 32.4. I found people in Lisbon are more relaxed and friendly. The life is much slower. Boston people are friendly but often tense, maybe because of the cold weather or because of how fast the life can be. The good thing about Bostonians, though, they are not showy. They are down to earth and being smart and educated is valued more than what kind of car or what kind of house you have. Once you get to know them, Bostonians are extremely nice people, but initially might come off as snobby and rude to outsiders. I hear that a lot actually. Everyone told me that Lisbon is a very safe city, crime rates are low, and it's the 4th most peaceful country in the world according to the Institute of Economy and Peace. Portuguese are very friendly toward outsiders. According to official data, 21% of the city's residents are foreigners. Especially for people coming from US and UK, Lisbon is much more affordable, and because lately many people move there, the rents and home prices have gone up considerably. Watch my many videos about Boston. By the way, one thing that I love about European cities is this wide sidewalks and lots of open spaces. Boston is one of the oldest cities in America. Lisbon is one of the oldest cities in the world. Lisbon is very beautiful and has many monasteries, churches, and royal palaces that are breathtakingly beautiful. Boston is very young compared to Lisbon, and it never had kings living in it, so no palaces, but very unique New England style architecture, and is considered one of the 10 most beautiful cities in America. Both are coastal cities and have close proximity to beautiful beaches. I feel that Boston has more trees and greenery in general. I would say Lisbon has a bigger downtown with wide sidewalks and many squares. Wide sidewalks make it great for strolling and convenient to have restaurants and cafes on the streets. And even during the coldest month of the year, in January, you can dine al fresco on most days. Walking through the historical part of Lisbon is fascinating and fabulous. Well, Boston doesn't have that long of a history. Lisbon sidewalks are wavy. You have to watch where you walk because you can step into a big puddle when it rains, and that happened to us many times. Boston potholes are famous. It's really bad for your car to be in Boston. The limestone tiled sidewalks in Lisbon become really slippery, and Boston sidewalks become slippery because of the snow. The American Bridge Company designed the famous bridges in Lisbon and in San Francisco, so people from San Francisco feel totally at home in Lisbon. Lisbon public transportation is much better than Boston's. It has the metro, many buses, trams, and ferries, but I heard many locals complain about the lack of transportation. We complain in Boston too, having the third best transportation system in US. It still feels like it's not enough at all. Parking your car in both Lisbon and Boston is very difficult, so residents leave their cars at home in suburbs and take public transport into the city. Many people live on the other side of Tagus River, where it's more affordable, and take the ferry to Lisbon. Well, here's another means of transportation. Throughout the city, you have the scooters and bikes that you can rent out and go anywhere you want. You can live without a car in both cities. Lisbon is called the city of seven hills, but there are many smaller hills. If you're walking everywhere, you're constantly climbing, like in San Francisco. Lisbon has extra narrow old streets where you cannot drive, or you have to climb many stairs to get to your home, which is not the case with Boston, a much younger and flatter city. Seat belts in cars are mandatory in Lisbon, even for people on the back seats, and if you are caught not wearing one, there is a heavy fine. I heard complaints about the Lisbon traffic from everybody, but I have never encountered the same level of traffic I see in Boston every day. 64 degrees and sunny, that doesn't really happen in Boston. Whoa, that was close. Lisbon has the warmest winters and the mildest winter nights out of any major European city. The winters are rainy but mild, and summers are hot and dry. In the coldest month, January, the temperature ranges here from 57 to 66 degrees. It felt like the same temperature every single day we were there. The city has around 2,806 hours of sunshine per year. In Boston, it's the snow. In Lisbon, it's the rain. Boston summers are typically warm and humid, while winters are cold and stormy. Boston has a relatively sunny climate for a coastal city, averaging over 2,600 hours of sunshine per year. Many people move to Lisbon exactly for that, the weather. The only bad month is January, I was told, but have to say, for somebody from Boston, I wasn't bothered by rain because it was still warm in the low 60s. The summers can get extremely hot, and that's the time to spend on the many beaches. The nightlife scene is very different in Lisbon and Boston. In Lisbon, nightclubs stay open very late, sometimes until 7 a.m. in the morning, and in Boston, everything closes at 2 a.m. the latest. The nightlife in Lisbon is well established. There are countless bars, clubs, and music venues. Boston is known for its breweries, craft beer, and vibrant university neighborhoods. It also hosts regular world-class sporting events. The job market in Portugal is quite small. Unemployment is close to 12%. Lisbon is famous for its startup scene. A lot of young, fast-developing companies are moving to Lisbon. Lisbon's main industries are pharmaceutical, tourism, hardware, airline, cork industry, wine, olive oil. Portugal produces 65% of cork in the world. Cork oak tree is the national tree of Portugal. Boston's industries are healthcare, higher education, biotech, insurance, and finance. According to bikehike.org, you can retire comfortably in Portugal in a small city on an income of $1,500 to $2,000 per month. Lisbon is 40.3% cheaper than Boston, according to mylifeelsewhere.com. If you look at the education cost, Boston's public university education is around 16,000 per year, while Portugal is about 700 euros a year. Transportation cost, a monthly T-Pass in Boston is $90 a month, $42.08 in Lisbon. Most importantly, Lisbon has public health care, which is considered of very high quality. According to mylifeelsewhere.com, you paid 1% more for clothes in Lisbon compared to Boston, which I find kind of hard to believe. Many people travel to Lisbon specifically to go shopping. For high-end shopping, the Avenida de Liberdade, also known as the Street of Expensive Shops by the locals, is lined with designer brands and luxury boutiques, kind of like the Newbury Street in Boston. Lisbon definitely has more shopping options. I'm here with Ardakam at a Lisbon condo, and Ardakam is going to tell us what neighborhood is this in.
Okay, so here we are in Graça. Graça, it's a very nice neighborhood and with old features close to the center of Lisbon. So it's very, very appreciated by everyone. You have to climb and to walk a bit, because
Yes.
so we do like a lot, because then when you go on top you have a wonderful view on Lisbon, on
Yes.
the roof, as we can see here.
And well, this apartment, how many bedrooms?
So that is a 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It used to be a palace, this part. Yeah, this project won a prize.
What's happening with that building? The roof seems to
It
be...
belongs to the church, so they're going to renovate it.
Was there a fire or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
long time ago. You have to know that in Lisbon, mainly in this area, Graça, and the old area of Lisbon, you don't have terrace. Because
No
it's
terraces.
not common in Portugal to have terrace.
You know, it's not really staged because they didn't know we're coming, so it's kind of a last minute thing. It's not really in meticulous condition, but ignore the stuff here. So this kitchen has an island. It has the stove. Everything seems to be like smaller than we're used to. The bedroom is pretty spacious, and it has this beautiful tall windows / doors. It has a little gym, an outdoor pool, and a garage for 2 cars, which is highly valued in Lisbon. The apartment looks so much better professionally photographed on a sunny day.
If you want to pay only the 10% taxes you pay here, you have to live less than 1 day, less than 6 months.
Yeah.
The entrance?
So it also was a luxury condo, the Nest.
Ardakam, tell me about this penthouse.
So this,
Tell us the price first.
so it's a penthouse, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom.
3?
3, yeah.
3 bathrooms.
1,950,000. This penthouse have a huge terrace, huge because in Lisbon it's a very rare
Yes.
thing. So it's 70 square meter. We're on top of the building, and you could put here a swimming pool, which is very, very nice. You are in the parish of Sant Antonio. It's a fancy neighborhood close to Avenida da Liberdade, the main street with all the fancy shops.
Let's go down and see the
sure.
rest. And very like open concept. Never mind our coats there.
Yeah. So you have a comfortable living room.
Oh, the kitchen is really nice.
The kitchen is very
Not much bigger than the other one.
And you have a very nice thing for the American side-by-side fridge, which is not
Excellent.
common.
Yes.
But I have the laundry, which is nice. It's not so far from the kitchen, but
What kind of material is this?
Siltstone.
Okay.
Antibacterial.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
antibacterial siltstone.
So granite is kind of getting out of the fashion.
Yes.
Here too.
Yeah.
Nice. Usually, is it locals who buy this, or it's more tourists or American expats?
We do have a lot of American expats for the moment in Lisbon, and we are very happy for that. In that area, you have both.
Now, if you loved those videos that compared to different cities, watch my other videos comparing Boston to San Francisco and Boston to Seattle.
I hope that these 2 visits to these apartments make sure that it's okay for you. That
Oh, it's fabulous for me. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye bye.